Okay.
In our daily life, how do we see Krishna as the compassionate? We are all going through so much of trouble in our life, right? We are going through so much of trouble in our life. That's true, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me how to see Krishna's compassion. If because if I'm going through so much of trouble in my life, how can I know that Krishna is compassionate? Right? Tell me. Quick, so that we can quickly go over the
We get
all.
multiple opportunities in spite of losing the opportunities in hand. So Krishna is merciful, so he gives lot many opportunities around to get back.
Get back means tell me a little bit more. What do you mean by that?
For example, even though we fall once, again there will be opportunity with the mercy of Krishna to get on to the track of spiritual practice or to get success in the material life. Uh,
Okay. Okay. So see, Prabhu, see, still we are not getting to the very practical. Let me give you the example. Okay. And then we'll keep going. Okay. So see, Krishna is pure, completely pure, right? And to serve Krishna, we need to be pure. Are we pure?
No.
Anything but
no,
not pure,
not
right? Yeah, we are anything but not pure. We are in work in progress. Now just see that how much opportunity we get to serve Krishna. So how do we know we are serving Krishna? We are serving the Guru. We are having his prasadam. We are serving the deity. We are able to do the abhishek. We are able to talk to the senior devotee of Krishna. We are studying this knowledge. Means I may not have the intelligence. I may not be coming for the classes. I may not be able to walk to go and do the service. See how Krishna is allowing us to serve him, right? So that's how we can, if we see the if we see it like this, we'll see the Krishna presence in all in our life. Okay, so like that's just do take this as an example and do the reflection in our life, because and when we do that, you'll see our misery will start becoming much smaller, because we see that how bad it could have been, right? I may not have had the brain to think about it. I would have been in like my body, I may not have the able body, right? So many things could have happened, right? But it's not. Krishna is so kind that we are here, we are listening to his message. Okay, so hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu, so that's the reason Deen Bandho, right? So to the poorest, he's there. Gopesha Gopika Kanta. So it goes on, then it goes to the Radharani, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi is talking about Radharani, glorifying her, right? And then the Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, it glorifies all the Panchatattva, and then Hare Krishna. So it's a very beautiful prayer which does the invocation by showing our gratitude, and then going through the parampara, and then saying that please bless us so that we can learn this knowledge. Okay, so it's a very good thing to read every day and reflect on those points in a very practical manner. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. Now, so today we are on chapter 13. You all have started chapter 13, right? You finished up to text 4, correct? So let's do a super quick, and you all should be ready to just contribute, right? So that we can do super quick review from 1 to 12. Okay, super quick. So chapter 1 is all about what? Just shoot. You have to just keep shooting. Okay, chapter 1 is all about setting the scene.
our
There.
That's
problems.
in the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what happened? Yes, Shiva Prabhu, what he said?
Yeah, chapter one is all about our life, the problems that we face in our performing our duties.
I liked your answer. Okay, we are going for the practical. Yes, we all have problems. Arjuna had a problem. He's totally confused what to do, what not to do. And we can imbibe that in our life. How, without the knowledge, we can be confused and we will be in misery, right? That's what the Arjuna predicament was, right? And that's where the Krishna is entering the scene, right? And all the characters has been introduced. Then what happens in chapter 2? Okay, so Shiva Prabhu is telling here that Krishna give the entire summary of chapter 2. But what he teaches? He teaches, so first because if somebody is in pain, right, we cannot just start giving the knowledge. First, we have to try to reduce the pain. And to reduce the pain, what Krishna does, the first thing he does, he scolds him because he was his friend. So he scolds him, right? He says, Anarya, right? And then he used you're not man enough, right? He says that like that. And then he gives the knowledge of the soul. Okay, that goes up to 230. And then from there, then Krishna he says that, okay, then he goes and address about the karma, like where he talks about Sakam Karma Yoga, Nishkam Karma Yoga, then he goes into the Jnana Yoga, like Sthit Pragya we talked about, all those section he goes, right? So that's how it becomes a summary, right? He's giving the knowledge, he's telling that why Arjuna shouldn't lament, right? Because he is telling Arjuna is lamenting because he doesn't know about the Tattva Gyan. He doesn't know that who we are. Right? That's the reason he's lamenting. And so he gives the knowledge. Okay, so chapter 2 was over. Then what is chapter 3? Karma. So now Krishna is telling that how one should do the karma, and there in the karma there is the subject matter of the demigod, how demigods are our provider, how we should be thankful. So karma is not just doing our work, just me as an individual, but knowing the relationship that okay, there are demigods, there are other personality within our realm, and we have to serve them, and we have to see ourselves in connection with them. So chapter 3 goes into that detail also. It also says the sitting place of lust, anger, greed. It talks about that, how to address that, right? It goes into our anarthas also. Now chapter 4, what happens?
The Jnana Yoga comes where Krishna reveals the knowledge was given to Vivaswan earlier, and then now Arjuna is Anasuya, so he's giving the knowledge to Arjuna.
Okay, so now see even the sequence. Why Krishna is not that, it's not everything is coherent. It's not that he started speaking about himself, because he's telling, okay, I am telling that you should work with the Nishkam Karm. But how would I work for Nishkam Karm? I can only work with the Nishkam Karm if I have some relationship with if somebody has a relationship with me. How they would know? I have to tell them about me, right? Then only they will be able to love me, and then they will be able to love me, then they will be able to work for me. That's where the chapter 4 begins. And he tells that, okay, because he's going to introduce his subject, he tells that how this knowledge has come from in the parampara system, right? So parampara was introduced, and then Krishna talks about that how if somebody knows this knowledge, that his appearance and disappearance in this world, right? Then they have understood everything, and they don't take the birth again, right? The verse 9 in chapter 4, right? So that Krishna talks about. Okay, so and from there, then it goes to the Guru Tattva, right? That the famous verse that how Yate Yate Atrisi Shrestha, right? How we have to learn from the Guru, and so that's how the chapter 4 completes, right? He goes into so Krishna's introduction is taking into place, and then he's telling that Krishna introduction, who is the best person to give that introduction and bring us to there is a Guru, right? Again, the parampara is introduced. Then what happens in chapter 5?
So karma in Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, so now, so here, so chapter 3 was Karma Yoga, chapter 4 is knowledge. Now, chapter 5, you can understand, do this karma with the knowledge. Okay, now redoing chapter 3 with the knowledge of chapter 4. That's become chapter 5. Okay, then chapter 6, what is chapter 6? Chapter 6 is about what subject matter?
Yoga.
Astanga Yoga, right? Astanga Yoga. Now again, what is the need to bring the Astanga Yoga at this point of time?
Control the mind.
Yes, because to see, ultimately to get to Krishna, we have to control our mind, right? And that's the reason this yoga is prevalent, and it's discussed in the subject matter in the Vedas. A lot of the meditator in the previous yugas, they were meditators, they did that. So for the completeness of the knowledge sake, Krishna brings the subject, right? But then he tells that, okay, it's very difficult, and of all the yoga, which is the bhakti yoga is the best. That's how he conclude in the last in the last verse of the fourth chapter, in the sixth chapter. But during in between, he also talks about how to control the mind, and who are the tattva darshinaha, right? How do I know that I have controlled my mind? So he even gives the litmus test that people who have controlled the mind, this how they see equally, how they see the relationship equally, how they see the different objects equally. So right, he brings that concept also. So the principle wise, he discusses those, but then he says that this is a difficult subject matter for the people in the Kali Yuga to practice it, and that's the reason he's telling that Bhakti Yoga, in my opinion, is the best. Make sense? Chapter 6 is done. Chapter 7. What happens chapter 7 now?
He talks about how Krishna is in different ways, how we can know about him.
Okay, so now he's because Shiva Prabhu is telling that in different ways how to know about him, and why he does that. Why is very important. Why Krishna is talking about, because once we understand the why, then we will be able to apply in our life. So why chapter 7 he's talking more about himself?
To create a relationship with him, so we should know about him. So that
Yeah, so just like if I want to, if a boy want to know about to love a girl, he needs to know more about the girl, and who can tell her more about the girl? The girl herself can tell more about herself, right? That's where Krishna is telling that Krishna knows we cannot understand him without his help, right? So he starts revealing who he is and how to see him, and that's where that's beautiful verse, that the seventh verse, which takes that how to see him when our eyes cannot see him, right? How he is the thread in the pearl necklace, right? Because we have to see cause and effect, which is what is holding the pearl necklace. Why? Okay, it's beautiful pearl necklace. So that's what is the pearl necklace for us? This beautiful world, our relationship, the things which we love. We have the intimate relationship, the things which we love there, right? All the things which we love, we can see that, oh, there's a force behind it. Krishna is holding it. So he start explaining. And before that, he tells that I'm going to tell you everything, what you see and what you don't see, right? So Gyan and Vigyan, everything. And Vigyan is the realized knowledge. And we are going to connect that in chapter 13. Okay. So we are going to connect that. What is knowledge? That is this will be discussed today. Okay. So what is the real knowledge? So we think information, but knowledge is something which we can use in our life and we live in our life. That's called knowledge. Okay, so chapter 7 goes into those detail, more about than Vibhuti, how to see Krishna. Again, example that I am the taste in the water, ability in men, and all those stuff. So, Prabhuji? Who approaches? Okay, yes, who approaches demigods. Also, he talks about, right. They are the small intelligence, right. So and there are four people who approach, four people who don't approach. All those subject matter is discussed in chapter 7. Very good recall. Chapter 8. What happens now? How to attain. Now, okay, so now you know the girl. Okay, the girl has revealed. Now, how to? Now you really want that girl. If you're a boy, if you're a girl, and then you are looking. So basically, this analogy is telling that to build the intimate relationship, we need to know about our lover, right? And only the lover can reveal about himself or herself. And now, if we want to go and attain that lover, how to do that? And that's the linkage. So what happens there? Then Krishna tells how to and how to attain him. And what is the formula? How to attain him? Antakale? Antakale chame meva. Right? And Kalevaram and Yamyam Vapi Smaranam Bhavam. So basically, whatever thing we remember at the time of death, that's the state we get. And he's telling that if you at the end of life, if you remember me, then you will get to me. So now you see, everything we are trying to do in Bhagavad Gita is to try to improve our remembrance of Krishna. And Krishna is she's sharing all the gift by which we can remember him at the time of death. Our practice, our all bhakti yoga practice is all about building that remembrance and building our muscle memories, right? So that's the key in chapter 8. Then what? Chapter 9. What happens now? What happens in chapter 9? Tell me.
confidential knowledge.
Confidential. So now Krishna is telling that, okay, I have shared chapter 8 also, but I'm going to share the most confidential knowledge. And what is that most confidential knowledge? Yes, the pure love, right? So the key verse is man mana mat bad bhakto. But the linkage is Krishna is sharing the pure love. He's telling, oh, you want to come to me? Do you know? You can only come by pure love. But you know what is pure love? Man mana mat bhakto. These are the symptom of the pure love, right? Because we cannot explain what is pure love, but we can explain to our level how to understand I am at that level. These are the symptoms of the pure love, because all the time devotees talking about him, they are singing his glory, his song, they're relishing it, and they are just happy. They don't want to talk about any other subject. And you have been intimate relationship, you see that when you got married, or like you knew a girl or knew a boy who were very new to in a relationship, the only thing you think about is them, right? So that's how it is, right? So we have to do that practice. So that's the Ananya Bhakti in chapter 9. And chapter 10, what happens?
Like different way.
Okay, chapter 10 is further expansion of it. In a way, is chapter 7, right? It's further Vibhuti, and then he's give the Chatur Shloki and summarizing the whole thing, right? So any good teacher will try to summarize it in a multiple way. So that's chapter 10. What happened in chapter 11? Vishwarup. And why? What is the connection? Why the Vishwarup comes?
Like to assure that we can have a parameter. God will have, he knows like past, present, future.
Yeah, so that people don't fool, because Kali Yuga, people will come, there will be all made up gods. They will say, oh, I am the god, right? So Arjuna is now, and this is the first time we see the very clear indication that Arjuna is a knower. He knew about Krishna, but he was put into the illusion by the Krishna's Yogamaya potency, right? So he has been put, and now we can see that he's asking those leading questions just not for himself. It is setting the ground for us to understand. Today we are studying and reading and understanding it. So he brings Krishna. He says that please show your form, so that in the future people can know that God can show these things, and people cannot claim that they are God just like that. Okay, so that's the chapter 11, and then in the summary, again in the 55th verse of the chapter 11, Krishna again summarizes, gives the summary of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Okay, right. Now chapter 12. What is that? Chapter 12.
Devotional service.
Okay, what is that? Further, tell me, and what are the practical things and linkage? Quick. Chapter.
So they will avoid God, and then
No, but see the linkage. First, the linkage. See, so here, see, many chapters begins with the question, right? So chapter 12 of Krishna has shown his form, and the chapter 12, who are the who is the best devotee? Now, okay, I even the parents sometimes they have they have two children. They will remain inclined, little more inclined to one daughter or one son. It may happen, right? Because our relationship is reciprocal. It's reciprocal, even though they're biologically they are born from the mother's body, but as they grow and become the adult, one child may be more inclined to the parent, and and then parent will reciprocate. It's not that parent stop loving the other children. Parent love both the children, but one child, because he or she is more reciprocal, they get a lot from the parent. Okay, so love and reciprocation they are related but different. Now, who are the two different kind of devotees who are discussed in chapter 12?
uh,
Impersonal.
And the personal.
Yes, and then what the Krishna says, who is better? Personal, naturally. So see, Krishna doesn't. So many times, sometimes we think that the people who are practicing impersonal, they are like too bad. It's not that too bad, but they are not getting the best what they could have gotten, right? And so they are also impersonal. They are also considered to be devotee by Krishna, but they are not. They haven't achieved the pinnacle of the devotion. right? So but the devotee who's practicing and trying to reach to the personal form, they are looking for the highest, and they are going to achieve the highest if they continue their journey. Okay, so that's the chapter 12. We can say that we have done the summary, quick summary. Okay, now chapter 13. Hari Bol. So chapter 13, tell me where it begins. Yeah, how many questions he asked?
6 definitions.
Very good. Okay, so let me share.
Prakriti, Purusha,
Very good. Keep going.
Kshetra, Kshetragna,
Uh-huh.
Gnanam, Neyam.
Very good. Amazing, Prabhu. Amazing. Wonderful. So before I go there, even try see understand. See, a good teacher will always teach us through the different context. So first chapter 6. What are the first chapter 6? 1 to 6? Karma Yoga. But see, does Krishna only talking about Karma Yoga? No, he's talking about the Jnana Yoga also. He's talking about the Bhakti Yoga also. He talks about, right? But see how if you see the three circle, if you just see draw the three circle, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Chapter 1 to 6 is talking about all the three topics, but from the context of the Karma Yoga. You understand? 7 to 12, talking about all the
Jnana
three, but
Yoga.
talking from the context of the Bhakti Yoga. And
Yes.
chapter 13 to chapter 18, he's talking again about all the three topics, but from the context of the Jnana Yoga. And that's the reason you'll see that it will start getting deeper. Okay, now, okay, personal form is the best. Now, but getting deeper into the nitty gritty, okay, how to understand that okay, now we know that we have to achieve Krishna. We are a soul, but do we act like a soul? We don't, because we sometimes we get really mad at somebody, our relationship goes bad, because if we are staying at the soul level, then our relationship will be very good with everybody. If it is not very good, it means that I'm playing at the body level, right? So Krishna is now going to tell us more about ourselves, how to assess and understand it. And that's where these questions are being asked by Arjuna for our understanding, and that's the beginning of the Jnana Yoga. Make sense? Okay? Okay.
Knowing about ourselves is the Jnana Yoga, Prabhu? Are you saying that?
So knowing, no, so just not knowing. So knowing about ourselves, knowing about Krishna, knowing about Prakriti. All, so there are 5 topics in Bhagavad Gita, right? So we are going to all the 3 topics. Knowing ourselves, Jiva. So the Brahman word is used in 2 different causes. One is the Brahman is our soul, and one is para Brahman, which is super soul, right? And then the Prakriti is there, which is our body. All those things are there. So these 3 things comes together, right? And then karma and time factor. Okay. So we get this body due to our past karma, and time is a continuum. So in a way, karma and time is also being covered. Okay. Oh, somebody has to move the car. Prabhu, you can, yes, okay, okay. Yeah, we'll wait for you, Prabhu. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so so Prabhu, Balu Prabhu, very good recall. Tell me a little bit more. What you have studied further in chapter 13 so far?
I think we are starting that 6 definitions deeper.
6th definition deeper. What do you mean by the 6th definition?
Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetragna.
Okay. So what has been covered so far in the first 4 verses?
Yeah.
Just give me Prabhuji 1 minute. Just
talk about Panchatatvam, and then
you didn't take the. Sorry, Prabhu. Hari bol Radhe Shyam. Okay, sorry for the break. Household stuff. Karma Yoga, huh? So now I have to bring back my consciousness back to the study. Okay, so 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 this was a chapter 12, right? Um, who is better that we talked about, right? Personalist is better, and then we talked about personalist versus impersonalist, different levels of bhakti. That was also good, right? There were four different level of bhaktis you guys discussed in chapter 12, right? Who is the best? Tell Prabhuji.
Yeah, those like initially like we had a question like who order of
Who is the? Oh, yeah, keep going, keep going.
we were discussing the topics about like in the different devotees who are better in terms of atheist, impersonalist, and then Brahman practitioner, Paramatma practitioner, yoga practitioner, and then
Okay. Okay.
Bhakti.
Okay. And the qualities of devotee also. Okay. So, okay. So, division of chapter we talked about. This we already covered. And you're able to see here, right? Okay. Um, so, okay. So, what is the lesson? Not everyone who works for us or knows us or thinks about us necessarily loves us. Wow. Do you guys agree? Not everyone who work for us or knows us or thinks about us necessarily loves us. Even, sometimes in our intimate relationship, we feel that we are not being loved, right? Even though we are living together for many times. And then what is this? Similarly, whatever we do or whatever knowledge we have, its meaning lies in learning to love God. So see, the goal of our life is to learn about God. And that chapter 13 is going to reveal more about it, is to learn about God. So the information what we have got, the experience we have got, the purpose is to know more about God. Even all the experiences, those the way we feel, sometimes we feel good about our experiences, sometimes we feel bad about our experiences, both good and bad at certain level. As our purity grows, they're all good. There's nothing bad, because from the bad, why bad is good? Why bad is good?
It is good. And more like we have the realization our another will be
Because the bad, yes, but bad is teaching us about ourselves, what we So let me preface it. So my spiritual master in one of the lecture he was telling that our judgment, our thought is a reflection of our inner self. For example, if I think that this person is not good, or this person is doing bad to me, or this person is egoistic, this person has this bit bad quality, the way to think is I have that quality. I have that bad quality, and that's the reason I'm seeing that bad quality in the other person. And I have seen that. If I am judging somebody, if let's say I'm saying that, oh, see, this Prabhuji is teaching Bhagavad Gita, and you see how much ego he has because he is doing so and so, like that, where like he's teaching is as if like he knows everything. Now that shows that I am egoistic, because that's the reason I'm seeing those quality in Prabhu. I'm not seeing that, hey, that Prabhu is teaching because Krishna has given him the ability to teach, right? And because Krishna has given the ability means that person must be having some good quality. That's the reason Krishna has given him that ability, right? So that's the reason. So we need to learn that even the bad, so-called bad in our life eventually will turn out to be very good in the long run. It right now it may seems problematic, and that's where coming out from our groove is very important. That where I am in the shell, I have to come out of that, right? I have to come out of that. Okay. So this is let me move this thing here. So these three subjects, Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti. Okay, these three subjects have been talked in everywhere, right? Um, and then you see how chapter 1 to 6, exactly the things I was talking about. Here we are learning about all the three subjects, but from the perspective of the Karma Yoga, right? From that perspective, from like, you understand? And then 7 to 12 from the perspective of the bhakti, which the Ishwar, from the perspective of the Ishvara, right? From the perspective of the Ishvara, that this is how we understand. And chapter 13 to 18 from the perspective of the Prakriti, right? We understand Ishvara and Jiva. Okay, so this is how, but the subject matter is the same. Now, Arjuna's sixth question. What was that? What is Prakritim? Which is material nature. Okay, and that will be discussed in, answer will be from 20th to 26th verse. Okay, what is Purusha? Purusham, that is again 20 to 26. Okay, and let me make it small. Okay, and then Kshetra, that was already field, that was already discussed in verse 2. Field is in which one can act within the material world. So what is the field? What is the field for us? It's our body. Okay, and then Kshetragya, what is Kshetragya? And who is the knower? So have we talked about the two kind of knower? Not yet. Okay. Only one. We have talked only one knower, which is the jiva. Okay. So we have talked about Kshatragya. Okay. Yeah, that
only
is.
super soul. Yeah.
Yeah, super soul will come later. Means, but yeah, that's what. So there are two kind of knowers. So one knower we learned, which is the jiva himself. We know about our body, but then we'll know that even the super soul knows about all the bodies. Okay. And then jnanam, the knowledge and the process of acquiring knowledge. How do we acquire the knowledge, right? And what is the true knowledge? So in the third verse, there was a summary, but 8 to 12 is going to further expand what is that knowledge is, and the further 24 to 25th verse. And jnanam, the object of knowledge. So why I am acquiring this knowledge? There must be a purpose of acquiring that knowledge, and that is the object of knowledge. Okay, that's the reason we are acquiring. So I am learning this AI because I can do the work faster, or I do not, and these that I do not get fired. Okay, all right. So with that, so idam sariram kantyam kshetram, this body is called the field, and there were discussion of the farmer, right? That farmer knows about his field, right? The farmland. Okay, so that's the discussion you all had, assume, right? You had that discussion. General, right? Okay. So this analogy of the farmer is very good to understand the Kshetragya concept. So, so just like body is a field, for the farmer, what is the field? Farmland is a field. His farmland is a field. He knows about that. So he is the knower about the farm, like how the soil is, whether it is humid, there's the right kind of water is there or not, what kind of seed is being planted or is growing or not, why, what. So it knows little bit, right? It doesn't know everything, but it knows quite a bit, right? So from that analogy, field of work, right? So next, the same analogy will continue using it, okay? So here you see, farmer is working on the field, that which is a kshetra, and that results into the crop. Similarly, soul is working on the body, and that will result into karma. Make sense? So, who is Kshetragya? Kshetragya means one who knows the body. So that is the individual soul. So Arjuna is telling, is there no other knower? You mean Kshetragya means only the soul is the knower? Then Krishna says, there is. I am also the knower. Okay, so I am also the knower. Then what is the difference between those two? So there is soul and there is a super soul. What is the difference? Practically, what do we know? What is the difference between these two? No, one is the soul we know about our body, but the super soul knows about everyone's body. And even within our body, we may not know everything. Like what's going on? Like somebody may be having heart disease, some may be having a cancerous tissue or cell. I don't know about that, what's going. So our knowing is also pretty limited, while the super soul knows every detail of it. Okay. So that's, but they are both the knowers. Okay. Now, so here, knower of the field working on the field results into the crop. Here, Kshatragya, knower of the body working on the Chitra results into karma. But now it will introduce further. Okay. So we are going to cover up to, verse 9, and then we'll go and read the 5 to 9. All right. So I, super soul, am the knower of all the bodies. The Jiva knows only his body. So that's the difference, right? So, and then in the Chitra is the field, and the comparison is with the body. Kshatragya is farmer, and this is the good analogy here, right? So now you see, how do we compare the super soul? So just think that in the olden time, the king will allocate the land to all his subject. Okay, allocate depending on their abilities. Some farmers, they are very skilled, so they can get the larger land. Some farmers, they are not that skilled, they'll get a smaller land. So king knows who has what kind of a land. So that's like a super soul. King knows about everybody, but everybody knows about their land. They don't know who all have the land. So that's how the comparison is. Okay. And understanding this is called jnana. Okay. Understanding this is called jnana. Okay, so this is just to understand what is knowledge. So it is some context here. Quick question. Which country has the most number of universities in the world? What do you think?
Yeah.
India? Okay. Yes, and that's true. Answer is true. India has the seems so it's not all accredited, even the accredited and non-accredited, but the most number of universities in India. Okay, the most number of colleges is in India. Okay. Now US is number two, I think. Um, so there's a number. These are a little old number. It's just like a fun for fun. Like so, India when it was pulled in 2023, 5,349, while Indonesia 3,277, in United States 3,180. Very close, right? So, but the point is, there are so many universities. They are giving knowledge, but are they giving the complete knowledge? That's the question. Are they giving the complete knowledge? So you tell me, are they giving the complete knowledge? Yes, no. So Shiva Prabhu is telling that not. Why not, Prabhuji?
Like one or Professional related, but not the bodily level or mental level,
Yes.
but not the spiritual level.
Yes. So that's what's okay. So when the Prabhupada was once giving the lecture in MIT or Harvard somewhere in the reputed college, um, he said that you are one of the best university, but you guys are not giving all the knowledge. And they were confused that we have the department for everything. Why you say that? He said that, see, we are not the body, we are the soul. Are you giving the knowledge about the soul? You're not. And that's how, but that is the one which is most important for us as we are living our life, and you are not giving that knowledge, so you're not giving the full knowledge, right? So in Bhagavad Gita we get knowledge about all the subjects, right? So where is the technical department to study spirit soul that drives the body, right? So you see this slide, okay? So unless we acquire the knowledge of the soul and the supreme soul, which is the spiritual knowledge, then no matter how much knowledge we have, it remains incomplete. And as long as our knowledge remains incomplete, how will we be able to experience perfection within ourselves? Okay. So that is very important. You see, life is a journey. And at the end, we will see many times we start measuring our success based on what I have got, what I have lost. But from the spiritual perspective, these are meaningless. What is most important on our material life for the spiritual point is our experiences. As we are gaining the experiences, and then are we analyzing those experiences? And after analyzing those experiences, what am I learning? Am I learning that how to go back to the Lord and come closer to the Lord and able to love the Lord and able to serve the Lord? That's what really matters. And our journey, the life journey, the spiritual seekers, that's what they focus on. Okay. So now here, Arjuna is tell a little more about Kshetra. So Krishna is telling, okay, I'll tell you, but very briefly. So Arjuna is telling, just out of curiosity, where can one can get the detailed description from? And Krishna is telling in various Vedic writings by various sages, especially in Vedanta Sutra. So do you know about Vedanta Sutra? What is Vedanta Sutra? Yeah, so after he compiled all the Vedas, he summarized the Vedas because it is so hard to understand how everything is linked. So he summarized the Veda, and that's in Vedanta Sutra. So he's telling that you can get the detailed description there. So the verse 6 is going to talk about, for some of you it may be a very new information. So we talked about the five, that our material body is made of five gross elements, right? Now it is telling that, there is a further expansion. These are not only five. This can be further expanded into 24. Okay? This can be further expanded into 24. And you see how. So Panch Mahabhuta, that we know. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. That we all know. Then there is Gyanendriya. So the knowledge acquiring senses are called Gyanendriya. So even if you don't look at the slide, and you have to remember, nose, tongue, what else? Skin, eyes, Haribol Prabhuji, ears, right? So as soon as we said knowledge acquiring senses, Shiva Prabhu enters, right? With the and then Karmendriya, right? What are the things which create the karma for us? What are those things? Speech. This is if you look into all the five, speech, legs, hands, anus, genitals, which is the one which creates the most karma for us? Tell me. What do you think?
Speech.
Yes. Tell me a little bit more about the speech. Prabhuji?
Unnecessary talk.
Unnecessary. The things we talk stays with lot of people. They're not able to forget about it. One thing, the slip of tongue will create the karma for a long time. Right? So we have to be very careful in what we speak. And the other thing is, when because we know that this is how it happens. If let's say somebody misspoke to us, we should try to forgive it. Because see, by not forgiving them, we truly don't love them, because then we are bringing their karma, we are just adding in their balance of karma. Because I am showing that I am hurt, I am hurt, I am hurt, I am hurt. See how much you have hurt me. So their karma is growing, 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 growing. Right? Because the kind of hurt. But if I forgive them, Krishna, through the agency of Yamaraj ji, okay, ठीक है, हो गया. All right. So speech is, and then in 17.15, there is a very wonderful verse, 70 chapter. But I'll just give you a preamble. It gives the four part of the speech. What are the, do you guys know, any of you know what is the proper speech?
Be both not misleading, I think. And
Okay.
it should not be hurting others. And it should be pleasing, not hurting. And it should be truth, like not deviating. And third,
Yes, very close, Prabhuji, very close.
it should be pleasing tone. And then
So it's called austerity of speech here, you see. Austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial. This is the thing which we miss many times. And not agitating. This is the other thing. So these are the things where we mistake the mistakes. So we become sometimes very truthful, but it is going to hurt some people. You are a liar. Somebody must be have lied. Like let's say my daughter lied to me. So you are a liar. What is going to have the impact? It's not pleasing to her ear. So I have to bring the truth in a very nice way. It's not that I don't. So either I hold on, or I find a way to tell the truth in a way so it is palatable, which she can take and understand. I say, Beta, you said this. Do you think this is the right thing? Now she is thinking, okay, no right thing. Okay. Now, what can we learn from this? Was it really beneficial for you because it did that? No, daddy. Okay. So now you see, while we are having this conversation, it's not agitating her, because let's say if I have done that, too agitating, then even if I tell her the problem, still she wouldn't hear it, because her mind is agitated. She is not listening to this. And this happens a lot between husband and wife. This happens a lot between husband and wife. Okay, so if you are in a
team also.
in a team also, okay, yes, even in the team also. Let's show down. At work also, yes. So if we just you can have this, memorize this: truthful, beneficial, not agitating, and pleasing. And if we can please people with our words, you'll become the best friend, or the best husband, or the best wife. How See, that's the nature of the world. People just want to hear the pleasing words. Even the negative thing, how we can present in a nice, pleasing way, is very important. So forget about being harsh. We have to be pleasing. We cannot be harsh at all. Make sense? So today we studied little from chapter 17 also. So speech. The other next problem making karma indriya, what do you think of the five? What do you think?
Yeah.
Genitals. Yes, genitals. That because the genitals is the one which creates, okay, due to give the comfort to the genitals, all the society is revolving, the modern society is revolving like that. How I look, how I dress, all the bars, all the clubs. I'm lying because I'm trying to all the pride. I am the better one, better than you, right? So all the competition, because I'm trying to show I'm better. I am the better man, or I am a better woman, right? So, and then all things. So okay. So that is so. Next, sense objects: smell, taste, form, touch, sound, and then the last four: mind, intelligence, false ego, and pradhan. Pradhan. Does everybody understand what is pradhan? So pradhan is the neutral substance which when expanded creates and expand into all these 24. You can just think like that. So it is just like you have the executable file, right? If you zip the executable file, that's like pradhan. And then you unzip it, that's executable, and you execute it. Now it will start running, doing everything. So it's the executable file which is put into the zip, like in a zip file. That's called pradhan.
So, like, I've been contemplating how to explain this for a long time. I think you gave
It made sense to me.
At least when I read it first time, like I'm able to express it.
Yeah.
It is when we are learning, I think they say this.
Yeah.
If you're not able to explain, means you did not understand that.
Yeah.
So I think.
And because we are from IT, so we can understand this really well. For the non-IT people, it might be a little difficult. Yeah. So, Shruti Mataji, were you able to follow? I saw you were here, right? Is she here?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Mataji, you are attending from India?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Amazing, Mataji, amazing. That shows your motivation. That's very good. Thank you for attending.
Thank you.
And yeah, and I have to go and get my power cord, and I'll take a quick bio break also. Yes.
We'll discuss slokas. 24
All right. So remembering is not very hard. You can, if you want to remember, but at least you know that there are 24 elements. This is how, and this is the knowledge which is Sankhya Yoga. That's the subject matter. Okay. So this is other very nice thing. So you know our body, any living thing goes through 6 level of transformation, right? We are born, then we grow, then what happens is goes through some maintenance, and then we reproduce, and then we dwindle, and then we die. This was discussed in chapter 2, right? Now, just for it to make it interesting, what about the dead matter? Like, for example, computer, cell phone, do they go through the same 6 cycle or less or more? What do you think?
They don't reproduce.
Okay, what else? Do they grow?
They don't grow.
So yeah, so they basically after they are shipped, they deteriorate and then they die. So we know that difference between living and non-living. That living is able to grow and reproduce, right, and able to self-maintain also. So now we can say that, oh, now we are getting a self-maintaining devices. AI will be able to do it, but the hardware continue deteriorating, right? The software is trying to do something, right, but is it able to completely heal itself, right? So, but still people can argue. So we are not even going, but growing and reproducing, That is the symptom of the birth, life. Now, this is a very nice diagram, but a little complicated also. It may seems complicated. It's not complicated. So see, Mahabhuta, five great elements, right? Then these are the five objects of senses. Like these, this is how we enjoy form, nice thing we want to touch, we want to hear the nice sound, smell, taste, touch. And then knowledge acquiring senses, we know about that. Working senses, hand, legs, voice, anus, genitals. These are the 20, right? And then the mind, intelligence, false ego, and then the unmanifested, the pradhan, right? So that's we all talked about. Now through that, what happens? Through that, these are the ones which is giving us the experience of our life to death, right? We are getting the body growing, staying, producing offspring, dwindling, and death. So these 24 elements are the cause of this. So field of activities. So see, the connection is the field of activities, right? And then interaction of the field of activities with the desire and hatred, happiness and distress. These are the experiences. And this is Krishna is going to discuss about that in our knowledge also. So these are the living symptoms represented by consciousness and conviction, and that is how it is being manifested in the subtle body, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Okay, so very quick. So understanding this, why am I like this? So this is the question. Now, see, by understanding this, if somebody says somebody doesn't like themselves, their body, oh, why I'm black, why I'm dark, why I'm not beautiful, or why I have got the relationship like this, why this my son is like this, why my daughter is like this, why my wife is like that, why my husband is like that. If we have got those questions, this gets answered through this. How? Tell me how. How what we have studied so far answer this question, why am I like this? Sorry, Prabhuji?
We are destined to it because of our past actions.
Yes, karma, right? So because we know that okay, there are 24 elements, and these 24 elements, the kind of body I'm getting is due to my past karma, what the desire I had. And and through that I can understand. And with that, instead of blaming the God or blaming all the things, I can say that okay, I should become peaceful with me. And let's say even if I don't become a peaceful, let's say I repent. Why? Like I don't agree with this, and I may not have done this bad thing. Let's say, but at least we should know that I am creating every action is creating new karma for me. At least I can control my new actions, right? So that my future life can be much better. And if we just try and become a devotee and go back to Krishna, then all those things are taken care of because in this world there will be misery, right? That's an experiment that if you just look for why God made me, you'll see that typically you'll see the Google will say, why God made me a girl, ugly. So see, people are just looking at the bodily concept. So that's what it's trying to say. This is the consciousness of the current world. They're looking at the bodily level. They're not trying to inquire um, uh, deeper. So law of karma means nothing happens by chance. Every action has a reaction or a consequence, and we reap that what we have shown. Okay. So again, do all seeds give the same type of plant and grow at the same time? Not right. Different seeds grow the different kind of vegetables or fruits, and sometimes some takes long time. For example, many times we think that oh, I don't know, it's karma or what. But you see, sometimes if you grow these mango tree or the um, uh, apple trees, all these fruit trees, it takes many years to grow and give the fruit. So one owner might have planted the tree, the other owner will come and eat the. So it takes time. It takes time. So our karma also it takes time to manifest. Okay. So understanding how karma works. So karma through words, thoughts, action. So why you see is there were very good thing like when good thing means I had it on my my own in my office when I came to America 25 years ago. So there like there was somebody who was like your thought will become your action will become this, your this, and then so it was like that, right? So see our it is very important if we just keep thinking this person is bad, this person is bad, is going to come out of the word. And the word, of course, that will give the seed, and the words, the word can become an action. I may slap somebody, I may do something really bad, I can murder somebody. So you see that is going the seeds. And for that, I can get to the jail, immediate result, or even if I do not get caught, ultimately it's going to come in the delayed result because that person might becoming my son or daughter and troubling me, or might becoming my wife and troubling me. So many things can happen. Okay, so okay. So reaction immediate, delayed, right? Okay. Listen, whatever we are and however our body is, it is all because of our own actions. When a person understands this, she stops complaining to God, and her attitude towards life changes. Okay. So Jnanam, which is the knowledge, process of acquiring, how we acquire the knowledge. So Kshetra very much restricts one's freedom, how to transcend this limitation. So Krishna is telling by knowledge, Arjuna. Okay, so our body is very limited. How to, okay, Krishna, you are telling that I have to transcend, but my body is very limited. I don't see you. I don't feel you. How to transcend? He said, okay, so he's telling by knowledge. Arjuna is saying, oh, I see. How to acquire that knowledge? And this is the verse 8. Amanitvam adhambitvam ahimsa shantir arjavam acharyo pashanam socham sthirayam atma vinigraha. So it will be going into 20 or so knowledge, and the verse 8 begins with that. And then, so how do we acquire material knowledge? Through education, through experience, through observation, through the experimentation, right? So is the method of attaining material knowledge and spiritual knowledge the same? So this is how we acquire material knowledge: education, observation, experience, and experimentation. Is it the same way we acquire the spiritual knowledge? Yes, it's little different. Yes, little different. It means those things are still applicable. Aside, as we are reading the book, we are experiencing, but then there are things which changes, right? This is the inductive process. Right? So basically, we are getting from the parampara, how the which is where the source, where it is coming from. It's not that I'm just reading the book. Okay, so process of acquiring knowledge is process of acquiring spiritual knowledge is to cultivate saintly qualities, beginning with humility. Okay, so this is very important. So before I start acquiring knowledge, I have to make sure that my body is ready to acquire that. For example, before I plant the seed in the field, I have to make sure that it has tilled well, that there is proper fertility, there is a proper moisture, and then when I'm going to plant the seed, then the seed is going to grow. If it's a dry land, the seed is going to grow? No. Okay. Similarly, for us to understand this knowledge, we have to become humble and develop this saintly quality. So humbleness is, one is, how do you guys see the humbleness? You tell me. This questions always I contemplate on this, because I want to see, am I really progressing on the path of being humble, right? Or not? So I do this contemplation. So tell me, how do we know if I have the humbleness and I'm growing on the path of humbleness?
You are not proud of things that you accomplished. So you always think like it is the collective effort, or it is about the opportunity given by the our superiors, and being always grateful to the results whatever we got. I think these constitutes fullness.
Very good. That's a good point. So basically, always thinking that, okay, I am not the only doer, right? To say that I'm not the doer, that's also incorrect, because some way you are becoming an instrument. So in a way, you are one of the doer, right? But I'm not the only doer. There are other things. I was given the opportunity, right? And there are other people help me. So together, so not becoming proud, right? So, but how to even know whether I'm proud or not? That's even becomes more subtle. Am I proud or not?
Too much.
What, Prabhuji?
Whether we are showcasing too much or something.
Yeah, so just not show up in showcase. Like many times, you see, it will go in the subtler form. So the pride is even Very subtle, right? So pride is just the opposite of the humility, right? So you'll see it's a directly proportional thing. As my humility is growing, my pride, like, okay, I am better than the other people, judging them, those things should start reducing. So judgment is very easy to see, because if I'm seeing somebody and I feel that, oh, this person has said this or that, right? If those things start diminishing in our mind, that's a good sign that I'm progressing. Okay. In our mind, I'm using the word mind because many times we don't externally, we are controlled. I can train myself to be controlled, but to control the mind is more difficult. So the mind will be showing those negative quality, while externally you will see that I'm fine. I'm not trying to even get angry, because anger can also be controlled, but the controlling the mind, which is showing the pride, jealousy, envy, all those things are very difficult, right? So as I see those thought processes diminishing, it is a good sign that I am becoming humble also. Humble is accepting the Lord's will, right? What situation I am in. And in this situation, God is, it's not that I'm just sitting, that oh, I have this problem is happening to me, I'm getting sick, I'm just sitting. So that's not humility. Humility is Krishna has given me this body, He has given me this intelligence, He has given me all these things. How can I appropriately use to make sure that I'm most useful as I can be? Right? Because I am considering myself the servant of the Lord. So that's my humbleness here, right? That's where it should begin. I am the servant of the Lord. Am I using his things, which is his body, properly to do all the seva which is needed? Okay, so that's where it begins. Now from there, I'm in this situation. This opportunity or this situation has been given by Krishna. How can I do the best in these circumstances using the instrument which I have been given? So again, showing my ability, showing my endeavor. That is again humbleness. Now, if I do not get the result and I tried everything, okay, I tried everything. Did I really tried everything? What is the learning or not? The result I got, I accept it. That is also humbleness. If I get the result what I was looking for the way I was working, I take the result. Krishna, you are so kind. This is all you have given to me for all my small effort. This belongs to you, Krishna. I'm okay. I'll protect it, but you tell me how I can utilize this gift which you have given to me in terms of the opulence of money. How can I use it for your service? The son and daughter you have given me, how can I use for your service? The wife you have given me, how can I use for your service? The husband you have given me, how can I use for this service? So we start thinking from that angle, then we will see that our true humbleness is growing, right? So think that how the thought process is coming. So the humbleness is very, very internal. Just like pride is very, very internal, very hard to see the pride. Externally, pride does show externally in my action. Humility similarly shows in my action. So it's not that it doesn't show up, but what we see is not the complete thing. It is the inner thing which has the more expansive view of both the humbleness and the pride. So that is my essay on that. Whatever Krishna was inspiring, I was sharing.
No, bro, as you said, it's quite settled, like subtle thing. So I think it, even though we understood putting into practice, I think it's takes time.
Yes, Prabhu. So one thing I might request, I'm pretty sure whatever I spoke, not everything you would have, I don't want to say you have understood. It may not have been presented in a way which would have been, which can be understand well, because I'm just thinking and looking into my own experience and I'm trying talking, right? And words are not enough to describe everything. And because I'm not a good speaker either, so those are not good enough, right? So that's the reason. But one thing you should know, if anything, from the last 2 minutes what I spoke, humbleness is the quality which we all need to develop. And all the good and the bad things, which is so-called good thing and bad thing happening in our life, is an opportunity to grow in humbleness. Because many times situation will humble us. You understand this word, right? Situation will humble us. I don't want to go through that situation, but situation will be so harsh that it will humble me. It will take away all my ego and pride. But if I think me from the body perspective, I'll be miserable. But if I think from the soul perspective, why Krishna is giving me this situation, how I can learn and grow from it, that situation will then I will start not may I may not relish it, but at least I do not hate the situation. And later, as the time passes, then I'll start relishing that, that real bad time in my life was in a way so good because I learned so much from it. I came closer to Krishna due to that. Okay, so 8 to 12, 8 talks about 9 qualities, and 9 to 12 further talks about 11 qualities. There are total 20 qualities which will be discussed. So 20 qualities have to be duly accepted, and we are 4:57. We can go maybe 15 more minutes, okay, and then we'll end the class. Okay, so I think at this point, okay, we can go through this summary and then we can summary, yes. Yeah, I think let's go through this summary and then we'll go and read it, then it will become very fast. Okay. So these 20 quality. Or just hold on. This is 17.5. Okay. 1, 2. So just I'll read the translation for Arjuna said, My dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti, Purusha, and the field, and the knower of the field, and of the knowledge and the object of the knowledge. Sixth question. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, This body, O son of Kunti, is called. So he's answering. Krishna is also answering already. This body, O son of Kunti, is called the field. And who knows this field is called the knower of the field. So 2 questions answered. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, next. O Scion of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower of in all the bodies. So he's telling I am the other knower. Okay. And to understand this body and its knower is called the knowledge. So what is the real knowledge? He's telling that to understand this body, that this is an instrument and this is the chitra on which it is playing around, and who is the knower of this body is the real knowledge. Okay. And that is my opinion. So they are, I see a different definition of knowledge. Then now please hear my brief description of this field of activities and how it is constituted, what its changes are, whence it is produced, who that knower of the field of activity is, and what his influence are. So what are our abilities, what we can do, and what are our abilities and limitation. So now, okay, Prabhuji, Shiva Prabhu. Okay, Shiva Kampila Prabhu, you read. Number 5, Prabhuji.
ऋषिभिर् बहुधा गीतम्
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम्
छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक्
छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक्
ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैः चैव
ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः. Okay, translation, Prabhu.
The knowledge of the field of activities and of the knower of activities is described by various sages in various Vedic writings. It is especially presented in Vedanta Sutra with all reasoning as to cause effect.
Okay, so that knowledge of the field of activities, right? What is knowledge of the field of activities? And the knower of the activities is described by various sages. So now Krishna is telling these are discussed by the various sages. In various means they've already done the analysis, right? And so you can go and find out more about from the Vedanta Sutra through the reasoning, cause and effect. Okay. So now 6 and 7 is Shiva Kiran Prabhu. And you can see here also. Yeah. I can make it much bigger, Prabhuji. Is that much better? Okay, yeah.
Mahabhutani ahankaro.
Mahabhutani ahankaro.
बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च
बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च
इन्द्रियाणि दशैकं च
इन्द्रियाणि दशैकं च
पञ्चेन्द्रियगोचरः
पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचरः
इच्छद्वेषा सुखं दुःखम्
इच्छद्वेषा सुखं दुःखं
सङ्गता चेतनाधृतिः
सङ्गतश्चेतनाधृतिः
एतत्क्षेत्रं समासेन
एतत्क्षेत्रं समासेन
सवैकारम् उदाहृतम्
सविकारमुदारतम्. Yes, such a wonderful pronunciation, Prabhuji. Okay, read the translation, Prabhu.
Translation: the five great elements, false ego, intelligence, unmanifested, the 10 senses in the mind, the five sense objects, desire, hatred, happiness, distress, the aggregate, the life symptoms, and convictions. All these are considered, in summary, to be the field of activities amidst interactions.
So see, Prabhu, this is such a one. So by the way, chapter 13 is very philosophical. Okay, so some of you may be finding it difficult, but we'll try to make it as practical as possible. Okay, so see the five great elements: false ego, intelligence, unmanifested. We understand this. The 10 senses, the minds of 24 elements, which we talked about. The five sense objects that we also said, all among the 24. Then Krishna is adding, okay, those 24 elements and the result of those 24 elements. What are those results? Or the cause and the result. So the cause of those means desire. Due to those desire, I'm getting this 20 different 24 mix of those. So desire is leading to that. And then what it's leading to? Hatred, happiness, distress, the aggregate, whole thing, the chitta vritti, right? Aggregate. The life symptoms, because accordingly the life symptom, how experiencing the life, and the conviction. So basically, Krishna is clubbing the root of it and the experience, the byproduct of it, along with the field. And it is telling all those things considered in summary to be the field of activities. So what all things? So field of activities. So I have the field body. What are the activities can happen on this? So these are all the things, and interaction, even the interaction between these things, those are also considered the part of the field of activities. Okay, so just think, we are many of you are all like in the tech background, or even like Mataji is in from the medical field. We deal with the schematic, right? So in the mind, just build the schematic. There is a big rectangle, is a field of activity. And there are various elements, these 24 elements, right? These are there. Right? And then you see how there is a desire, which has led to these 24 elements. And this from this 24 elements, the other thing is going, which is basically the desire is leading to this 24 elements. This 24 elements is going and creating more desire. And then the byproduct of this 24 element is happiness, distress, right? Hatred, all those stuff. And then together, the life, the experience which I'm getting as a body is also coming from that. So all the interaction, all the arrows which is going here and there, that is all the part of the field of interactions. Make sense? Or still, Prabhu? क्या प्रभु जी बताइए, गौरव प्रभु?
Just trying to consume it. But it's
little confusing. Yeah, it is confusing. It's called Jnana Yoga, right? So there are people, meditators, who will keep meditating on this, right? But if you just understand from the practical view, so this is like when I was studying, one time one analogy came to me, that I know that we are the factory. Okay, this factory has the input, this factory has the output. But now I've been given a view that how to walk inside the factory and see how this factory has been constructed. So now we are walking inside the factory, which is in myself, right? And within that, I'm seeing all these different 24 elements. Okay, and 24 elements are these. I have 5 gross body, how I'm constructed. So this is how there's a cement, there's a iron and all those stuff. This is how this factory has been constructed. But then how this factory works? Oh, it has a different kind of a sensors. Those are our knowledge acquiring senses. How this factory, oh, this has machines. These are our leg, hand. These are our, what is the name for that? Karmendriya, okay? So it is doing that, right? Now, So see how this fact, and then it's creating the output, and those output, happiness, distress. So I did the analogy like that to understand what this chapter is. So you can have different analogy. Try to build analogy. It can become very powerful. You may get some idea. Krishna inspires in your heart based on our own abilities. He will give us the analogy which you will be able to understand.
Yes, I'm thinking some village market.
Village market? Yeah, village market. Okay, yeah. Village market.
They exchange each other stuff. They buy and what is it? Like they bring all the root
Mm-hmm.
vegetables. These are the
Uh-huh.
segments,
Uh-huh.
and the people made out of the business is made out of it, and so they'll bargain and buying selling will happen.
Uh-huh.
Different things
Uh-huh.
happening. And out of it, there will be competition and there will be loss, profit,
Uh-huh.
all those things. And based on that, there will be segregation of the people, like different
Uh-huh.
effects, causes, both are there. All
Uh-huh.
that mess, whatever it is happening,
Uh-huh.
third eye view, if you see,
Uh-huh.
that's what I just imagine, like when you have multiple arrows, when you have
Uh-huh.
some clumsy or very
Mhm.
complicated
Uh-huh.
multiple items, I would say, because one shop will be the source for other shop,
Right, right, right.
right? So there will be different dependencies.
Mhm.
That's what I.
Good, good, Prabhu, good, good. तो गौरव प्रभु थोड़ा सा सेंस बन रहा है कि इसको भी आपको पर्पट पढ़ के शायद बेटर भी लगेगा. Maybe you can read the
I read the
purport.
purport.
You read it already? Very good. That made help?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Very good, Prabhuji.
So here overall we are just talking about our panchendriyas along with the outcomes that they
Experience also. See the
the
main
experiences
yes.
and how they are interrelated. That's what we are
And
just
then yeah, and so everything is considered as the field of activities.
field of activities, obviously.
Okay.
Because they are within this field.
So all the activities. So whatever the activities which is being done by this field is called the field of activities. Right? You see. So desire, hatred, happiness, distrust, and the aggregate, the life symptom, the conviction. So these are the things which has been further added. Okay. And that is all the field of activities on top of the 24 elements we talked about. Okay. Gaurav Prabhu, आपके लिए एकदम अच्छा माल है 8 to 12 का. You want a Hindi one or reading from there? ठीक है. Okay, so I'll just put the English one so that everybody can read. Okay.
Amantivam adabhitvam
Amanitvam adhambitvam
ahimsa shantir arjavam
ahimsa shantirarjavam
acharyopasnam socham
acharyopasanam saucham
stharyam atma vinigraha
स्थैर्यम् आत्मा विनिग्रह
indriyathe suvairagyam
इन्द्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम्
ankara evacha
अहङ्कार एव च
janma mrityu jara vyadhi
जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि
dukha doshanudrasanam
दुःखदोषानुदर्शनम्
asaktiranabhivishmanga
अशक्तिरनाभिषभङ्गा
putra dara grahadisu
पुत्रदाराग्रहादिषु
nityam cha samachitvam
नित्यं च समाचित्वम्
sthanistopa patisu
स्थाने स्तोपपतिस्तु
mai chananya yogyana
मयि च नन्ययोगेन
bhaktiravabhicharini
भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी
vivikta desa sevitvam
विविक्तदेशासेवित्वम्
aratir jnana samasadi
निर्जानसमासदि
adhyatmam jnana nityatvam
अध्यात्मं ज्ञान नित्यत्वम्
tattva janartha darsanam
तत्त्वजनार्थ
eta jnanam iti proktam
एतज्ज्ञानमिति प्रोक्तम्
ajanam yad ato nyatha
अज्ञानं यतो न यथा. Very good, Prabhuji. Okay, now read the translation, please.
humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization, and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance.
Wow. Wow. Prabhuji, जब पढ़ रहे थे, like you were able to really get the meaning also?
Yeah.
Means now we'll analyze it also, Prabhu, but see what the last beside this, whatever there may be is ignorance. So whatever we have, what we thought is knowledge, basically that is called avidya. We are learning about the materialist subject a lot, and we are thinking that's the end in all. That's what causes avidya. It's not that material subject matter is wrong or we should not study, but when we study material subject matter, we should understand that how temporary they are and what is their limitation and what is the real knowledge. In that case, it's totally fine. Then we'll say that okay, I understood material knowledge, but I have to focus on the spiritual knowledge. But what we think that material knowledge is end by itself, that's become avidya. So that's what's telling. Beside this, whatever there may be is ignorance. Okay. So again, Prabhu, just read again and just after every word, just take a pause.
Yeah, everything, half of the things that I read is I'm doing exactly the opposite, Prabhu.
Prabhu, we all. Prabhu, you aap nahi. We all. We all. so read the. Yeah, see, even everybody's laughing here. Okay, Prabhu, yes.
Humility.
Humility. Okay, just think. Humility. Okay, that's we did talk about it. Okay, next.
Pridelessness.
Pridelessness, right? We all were like so proud of some of the small thing what we have. So pridelessness, we have to work on that. Okay.
Non-violence.
Non-violence. So sometimes we become violent through our speech. That is the main problem. Okay. Non-violence.
Tolerance.
Tolerance. We are not able to tolerate so much.
Simplicity.
Simplicity. We put so much of a strategy. Okay, we'll do like this. If I'm going to talk to this person, then this is how he's going to react or she's going to react. We are not simple. We have to build that. Okay.
Approaching a bona fide spiritual master.
Okay, we should all aspire to approach a bona fide spiritual master. Okay.
Cleanliness.
So cleanliness, both internal cleanliness and external cleanliness. Okay.
Steadiness.
Steadiness, that when we pick the path of our spiritual journey, we have to become steady. There are a lot of impediments are going to come on this path, but we have to be steady. Okay.
Self-control.
Self-control, 4 regulative principles. Those are very, very important.
Renunciation of the objects of sense gratification.
Okay, the sense gratification are going to pull us pull us all the time. We have to see how can I become renunciate towards this. It's a journey. It's going to take time. So we have to be just see that how where I am falling. So becoming more aware that here I fell, and then try to improve on that. Okay, next.
Absence of false ego.
Okay, this is the most subtle thing. This last even up to the stage of bhava. Okay, so understanding, just trying to learn that, oh, this is my ego that was talking. That's the reason I spoke like that. So first step is becoming aware. That's where we should start, and then we will be able to deal with it. Okay.
The perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease.
Okay, so we say that, oh, birth is really bad thing, death is really bad thing, old is really bad thing, old age is really, disease is really bad thing. So those are just all the perception. All those things can be used in the service of Krishna and to understand and go closer to Krishna. Okay, next.
Detachment.
Detachment. Okay, so detachment. This is again, this is the one which is binding us and keeping us on this earthly planet. So how to become detached while still being attached but detached. So that we'll discuss a little bit more, but keep going, Prabhu.
Freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest.
Okay, so these are our primary attachment. Like we are entangled with we think that children, wife, home, and all those things, the work, this is all like we just get caught up. This is where these four dharma, artha, kama, moksha, all those applies there. But this knowledge, which is Ananya Bhakti, is beyond that, right? And so we have to see while maintaining. So it's not that we have to leave our children, wife, but how to understand when it is attachment and when it is our duty, right? So that is very important. That is what the Grahastha life teaches us. Okay, next.
Even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events.
Okay, so this is the tolerance, right? How we have to be like, these things will happen. Those are the perceptions that happen. How to be even-mindedness. This is the practice we have to do, yes.
constant and unalloyed devotion to me.
Okay, so under all circumstances, what happens when we are in pain? Initially, this happens in the with the uh, um, people like us who are new to devotion. That if the circumstances happens, then we deviate. We oh, I'm not able to find more time because I'm just focused on this. But that is the time we have to keep the focus on our devotion. This is the journey we have to take, and we have to continue that journey. Okay.
Aspiring to live in a solitary place.
Okay, so this is the solitary place. So do you think that we have to go and leave our home and go to a solitary place? What do you think what Krishna is telling here?
You don't have to live in a solitary place.
Yes, what is the practical understanding?
But you have to do the duties, and then while doing the duties, you have to seek for the Lord.
So,
Stay detached with the material things.
yes, so there may be noise all across. So his village analogy, Prabhu's village analogy. There's all the things are there. The chaos is happening. Family here, work here, this here, that here. Within that, can I find my shelter, my space, which is my solitary space, where I'm able to reflect on Krishna consciousness and see my progress. So I can create that solitary place within this space also. It needs practice and some regulation, but we can create that space. Okay.
Detachment from the general mass of people.
Okay. So how to understand this?
Just for unnecessary socializing and all.
Yes. So it's not telling that we should not talk to them. Because we are in this world, we have to interact with them, but let's not get influenced by them. That's what it means. Okay. If if possible, you influence them. Otherwise, at least let's not get influenced by them. So this like remaining in this. So this is like live like a lotus. We are in this dirty water, but we are living like a lotus. That's the example. Okay.
Accepting the importance of self-realization.
Okay, this is the goal, right? We have to understand this is our goal. Go ahead.
And philosophical search for the absolute truth.
So this is our endeavor. This should be our endeavor. Okay.
All these I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance.
Ignorance. Okay. So I'm very happy that we did this. Okay. So this I'll definitely say please read this. This is the homework. Okay. I'll request everybody to read this purport and come up with at least your 3 to 5 takeaway points. Next week we will talk 3 to 5 takeaway points. What is something which is stick with you? 3 to 5 points. That's all. So read this 3 to 5 points. Okay, Balu Prabhu.
Okay.
Shruti Mataji.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yes. Yeah. And so that's we'll discuss, and or you can put in the WhatsApp. That's also a good thing. Let everybody read and build on it if anybody wants to do that. Okay. So so what we will do, we will end the class here, and next time when we come, we will go over these slides again. So that will be give us like a quick revision, right? What is humility, pridelessness, and right? And then we will use our whatever the uh, your own takeaway point. We'll put it all together, right? It will become a very practical thing for all us to learn. Okay, so I'll end the class today, and then Nitin Prabhu told me that you all wanted to do Bhakti Sastri exam. Want to write the Bhakti Sastri exam?
About questions about individual chapters.
Yes. So Bhakti Sastri exams are so. So if you write these exams, this will build towards because anyway you're studying, and you're all serious student. If you give the exam, then there are 4 books. Once you finish all those 4 books, you will be eligible to get the Bhakti Sastri degree diploma, which is very good because see we get the degree in our life, engineering, doctor, all those stuff because those are things which gives us the entry to the job market and all those stuff. So this is for Krishna consciousness. We don't need the degree, but this is a way for us to push ourselves and see that am I growing in that path. This makes us more serious. So there's no force, there is no pressure. But Nityan Prabhu was telling that you are aspiring to that. That's the reason I'm bringing this subject. So you tell me, like, I really want to hear firsthand.
Yes.
So okay, Shiva Kampila Prabhu is telling yes, he want to do it. So we will be doing chapter by chapter exam. We'll arrange that, we'll give the paper, it's just like 1 hour, you just write the exam, 1 hour, oh, 1 hour. Okay. And then Shiva Kiran Prabhu, you also want to do that?
Yeah, first I want to understand the pattern.
Yes. Okay. So I'll tell you the pattern, the whole. So there will be chapter exam for each 18 chapter, 18 exams.
Okay.
Okay. Then similarly for the nectar of instruction, there will be 2 exams. Nectar of devotion, there will be 2 exams. Ishopanishad 2 exams or 3 exams. Right. So that's altogether all the exams. And these are all, once you're reading a chapter, it's very easy. It's not difficult. Okay. Everybody passes. I haven't seen anybody failing so far in the whole 20 years. Nobody fails. Okay. If you are studying reading, you will pass. Okay. And then we will give you the hint also. It's very easy. We'll give you the hint question also. And you can just prepare, look at the hint also. It's not that you have to spend like several hours to prepare. Okay. So you can, even if you can study for, you have to study like 2-3 hours, you have to spend time. Okay. So just revision. Okay. So with those a hint, you can do that. So the time taken is not huge. And then after that, once you have completed this, at the end, there will be essays. Those essays are amazing. It takes time, but it's very practical application. And there will be some presentations.
Okay.
That's it. And some memorization verses.
Presentation.
Yeah.
We will be giving
Yeah. It's so there are topics you have to just present it. Again, those things are all very easy. Very easy. And then some memorization verses.
Looks like you have a plan, big plan to take us somewhere.
I
No,
know.
Prabhuji, we all did it, Prabhuji. It's very easy. So that's the reason I didn't, means just take one step at a time. You start with the exam, then see how it goes there. Just take one step at a time. Because when you think all the 5 steps, oh, so many things. Do I really want to do it? I don't have time. Start with start giving and we'll
with questions.
Yes. Yeah, so what we'll do, because the chapter 12 is the freshest, we'll start from chapter 12, maybe. So you just study, and we will, every week, we can take one target. And then Nityan Prabhu told me a very good idea. He said that he did it, that one of you can take each chapter and prepare. Let's example, chapter 1, Gaurav Prabhu can prepare. He can go, I'll send the hint question to him. He'll prepare, he'll say that, this is the hint question, based on that, this is the answer, this is how it looks like. Chapter 2, Shiva Prabhu. Chapter 3, other Shiva Prabhu. Chapter 4, Balu Prabhu. Chapter 5, Mataji. There are only 5 students here, right? 5 regular students. Gaurav Prabhu. 5 regular?
The format of the
Multiple choice?
No, this is like a descriptive. Yeah, descriptive answers. Descriptive answer. Multiple choices happens in the issue Upanishad and all, but these are descriptive answers. So there is no right or wrong. It's not that you did wrong. So it's like, so but you have to do little writing. You can write. Okay. So it will be good, Prabhuji. Even if you have Gaurav Prabhu, let's say for example, you have missed some chapter, that's a good way just to go and read it. And those what is a hint questions, they are in a way, they are just questions. Okay. So it's very easy. Okay. So it's very, very easy. All right. So the goal is to make everybody pass.
Is this something that we need to go through some trainings, whatever classes that we are going to?
That's enough. That's enough, bro. We don't need to do any other studies.
Yeah, I heard some recordings we need to go through something.
No. So that's the reason I'm saying it's very easy. Okay. See, the whole journey, your whole life, you can study. Okay, let me stop the recording actually. Otherwise, the recording will become too big for people unnecessarily. And I don't know if anybody else hears the recording also.
So it's just like